See, Kayla knew what she was doing. There was some warfare going on, y'all. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Brandi Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brandi Yvonne. Here on my channel, we do fun reviews, recaps, and discussions of all of our favorite shows. Y'all know it's Friday night. We are talking Owns Ready to Love. This is season 6, episode 9, Ready to Get Away. Before we get into anything about this episode, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to comment, share. Once you subscribe, which I appreciate once you do it. I appreciate your support, and comment down below and give me a shout out and I'll say hey right back to you. Okay, we're gonna get into this episode. Okay, it was a good episode, y'all. So, the couples were getting away. They're going on a trip, so we see everybody driving. Looks like Sharice and Samson drove together. Looks like Jamala and Kadian drove together. Shanika rode with Brandi and Mike. Okay, that's the ones they showed driving. We saw Kayla arrive and Swaazy arrive and I think Randall. So, everyone's looking around, getting into it. They want to try to have deeper connections and all that good stuff. They were all like looking around, saying hi, doing what they gotta do. We find out that LJ is not there because he had work. He had to speak at a conference, so he will not be attending the getaway. Now, I do find it very, very interesting and coincidental that we found out last week that he was still with his ex. She ain't really an ex. And now he's not there for the getaway. Isn't that funny? Yeah. LJ can go. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, LJ is not ready to love. He's dismissed. Anyway, Trinika was disappointed LJ not going to be there. Girl. Anyway, because Jamala and Katie and them was like, where's LJ? Where's LJ? Like, oh, he had to work. They're like, he had to work. So anyway, Nephew Tommy came out, and Nephew Tommy's like, where's LJ? And so they're like, yeah, he had to work. He had a conference, and Nephew Tommy was like, sometimes work comes up, but you need to put your personal life first sometimes, and, it's not, he said not being here is kind of a red flag for LJ, so Nephew Tommy was not pleased with LJ missing the getaway, right? Then, Nephew Tommy says, they're going to spend 48 hours in the house together, wants them to work on building those deeper connections, the power is in the ladies' hands, we're going to be sending a gentleman home tonight, and he lets them know that I think the next day is when he's gonna talk to them and figure out who's going home. Okay. So, Nephew Tommy did his typical speech he do. So then everyone's like talking in the living room, and we see, I believe it was Brandi and Kayla and Kadian and Mike on the sofa. So Mike was talking to Kadian. Now see, Mike started it and Kadian finished it, right? So Mike was asking Kadian like, oh, why you only got one connection? Like, what's going on with that? What's up with your connections? And she's like, that's all you can have on a show like this. She's like, that's all God intended for me to have. She's like, you can't really have 2 connections on here, not with these ladies, talking about Brandi and Kayla, right? And so then Kadian was like, I feel like Brandi is like the wife and Kayla is like the work mistress or something. And so then it kind of was like, girl, like, it was just so out of touch, inappropriate, out of place. Kadian, like, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? And in her question, she talking about, I just thought this was a good time to just dig a little deeper and get in the mic. Like, you thought it was a good time to be messy. Also, side note, Kadian did let us know, like, we saw her being nice with Sharice, saying hi to everybody in the beginning, and she's like, I'm just going to be nice to Sharice, and I'm just going to purposely be fake. That's what I'm here to do. I'm just like, she is not cool. She is just not cool. Nope, not cool. So anyway, Kayla and her, when Katie made the comment about the wife and the mistress, Kayla in her confessional said, well, if I'm the mistress, I'm the hot one, and isn't Brandi like the fat, married, not getting no sex one? You know how they say about the married one and the not married one. Some people took that comment wrong, and I can see why. Katie should have never said what she said. I don't necessarily agree with what Kayla said as well. I feel like Mike is playing with Kayla anyway, wasting her time. This is all a bunch of bull, in my opinion. So Mike is like, I already told her what it is. She already knows. Like, I like her, and I've already said what it is. And Kayla feels like, he's not really saying what it is. She feels like he has to be like basically coerced to say he likes her, or he waits till Brandi's not around, kind of thing. And so then Brandi is kind of sitting there like just kind of listening, and then she said, well, I feel like, you know, if he likes you, he's gonna say he likes you. Like, you guys have already asked him, and he already said what he needed to say. So what is it? Like, Brandi's basically like, girl, he don't like you, so move on, kind of energy. But she said it in a very nice way. So then Kayla was over it, and she walked away, which I don't blame her. I really don't blame her. So then let's see. We did see Brandi and Samson laying out on like a kind of like a big hammock kind of looking bed, kind of day bed looking thing, and they were talking, and he said he noticed the scar on her face, and so he was like, oh, when I first met you, I was gonna call you Scarface, and she's like, don't call me Scarface, and she's explaining that she got scratched by a cat as a kid, and that's how she got the scar. And I can relate to Brandi that way as well, because I have a scar on my face as well. You guys probably can't see it because of my hair. I got it when I was like 4 years old, but I'll tell y'all that story another time. So anyway, she was asking Samson how does he feel about their connection and all that good stuff. And so he says, you know, I feel like our conversation is solid and all this. No, I don't know what that has to do with their connection. Like, he didn't really answer the question for me. He feels like their energy is not reciprocated. Her energy is not reciprocated, or their energies are not being reciprocated. He was like, yeah, you know, you got like a little feisty side to you, a little fiery side to you. Like, you know, you danced on my giving that lap dance, and they said, you know, do a lap dance for your strongest connection. And he was basically, that was a little bit much for Samson. I think Samson's thing is like, I can already tell you are more connected with Mike. So he's not feeling the connection from Brandi. He said he doesn't feel a spark with her, you know, like the way he does with Charisse. And we don't see it or feel it either. I think Brandi is playing the game just like Mike is playing with Kayla. Brandi's playing with Samson the way that Mike is playing with Kayla. And that's what it is, okay? And so Brandi said she didn't care for what Samson said. She said that she wants to have fun with her man and let loose. And she don't want to have to be like trying to be reserved or not being able to let loose to be herself. But they are not a match. I don't know why. We're wasting our time. We saw Kadian and Swaazy cooking in the kitchen. Kadian's little white outfit was super cute. Swaazy there had no shirt on. He was all tatted up. Muscles was looking good. I ain't mad at the body, Swaazy. That was nice to look at. And they're all kissing and touchy-feely. Looks like they made up. Oh, they came to the getaway in matching outfits, y'all. Okay, black on black on black. And she said that she feels that they are in a better place now. He agreed to wear the matching outfits. They seem to be doing fine in the kitchen, so I guess they made up. She says she likes someone who's loving and affectionate and touchy-feely with her, and that's what he's doing, so that she really likes that part of him. Anyway, then we saw, at one point we saw Jamala and Randall talking, and Randall was just saying, you know, how difficult this is of a situation this is, and it's hard being in a house like this with everybody, and, you know, you gotta try. He more likes to have private time with people and stuff like that, and it seemed like him and Jamala were on a little bit of weird energy. Like, I think they were both uncomfortable being in the house in that situation together, based on where they're at in their relationship. That's just my opinion. Y'all let me know. And I think that's why the issue escalated later. We're gonna get to that, right? So anyway, and if I'm sniffing a lot, y'all, I apologize. I got my ear on because it's hot. I done had some allergy issues, some congestion. The weather is going from hot to cold here in Cali. So if I'm sniffing too much for you, I do apologize. I'll try not to, but I'm also trying not to have a runny nose and be sneezing all up on camera. Anyway, so we also saw, let's go on and get to before I get to the Randall, Jamala triangle, Kayla, Trinika. We did see Randall sit down and talk with Trinika, right? And, Trinika was saying, you know, what do you feel about me and you, Randall? And he was like, oh, I feel like we haven't got to spend a lot of one-on-one time together. I feel like our communication could be better. She's like, I feel like it's on me, though. Like, I haven't really taken the time with you. And he's happy to have the time with her then. And she said, you know, she likes how, like, emotionally where he is. And she feels really safe with him and all this good stuff. He said that every time something else like really insightful, she said, I can't remember what it is now. Y'all can drop it in the comments and remind me if you want. And Randall said that every time he sits down and talks to her, he has like this aha moment. And Trinika's all like playing with his head and his hair and stuff. And he said he's just enjoying the moment, and she was too. I don't know if I see much of a connection though for Trinika and Randall. I don't know. It's something about after Trinika kind of showed us who she was last week. I'm kind of side-eyeing her a little bit. No shade to my girl Trinika. She still had that wrist on, y'all. She probably got X-ray appointment coming up soon, so we're not gonna worry about it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think Trinika's man is on the show. I'm gonna say that. So anyway, I guess everybody decided to play a game in the pool. We saw Samson in the pool, or the hot tub, and we saw Randall was out there. Jamala had put on her swimsuit and went out there. Kayla was out there. Kadian was still in the kitchen cooking. Somebody else was out there. Maybe Sharice or somebody. Anyway, it was Sharice. So they decided to play a game. And so Randall was out there already. And then Jamala was saying she don't like having to split her time with the other ladies in the house when it comes to Randall. Like, she's not here to do that. Basically, she want all her Randall time to herself. It's her raw, okay? She's not sharing him. So she's not feeling this thing. So then she came over there where they were. They talking about, when was your first kiss, your first date. Kayla said she remember all that. So then she came, like, you could tell Jamala was like on some different energy at this point. She's like, I didn't know what's going on with the game, and I thought, da-da-da, so I'll answer. And she said she couldn't remember her first kiss or first date. I'm like, oh, okay, girl. So she was too busy watching Randall. And Kayla was, this episode was good because, see, Kayla knew what she was doing. There was some warfare going on, y'all, okay? It was some warfare going on, y'all, on this episode tonight, okay? So Kayla was all over Randall. She was touching on him, leaning on his neck. Jamala was like, he got, girls all on his arm, girls all coming out to his neck, all this stuff. Jamala was not here for it. So Kayla, you could tell Kayla is purposely bothering Jamala. Now, don't get me wrong, Kayla has the right. Kayla is connected with Randall as well. But Jamala, oh girl, you showed your slip. I wish Jamala would have held it together better and not shown that she was fazed by Kayla and knew her position for sure. And I wish Jamala did not show any insecurities tonight, and she did. I hate that she did that because I like Jamala. So anyway, somehow Kayla and Randall ended up going in the house to change. I guess Randall was gonna put on his swimming trunks. I don't know why they left in the house. Randall talking about he thought Kayla was taller than she was. So then they go in the house, and Kayla lay all up on Randall's bed. Now I think Jamala and Randall was gonna be sharing a room, right? So then Jamala's like, they've been in the house too long. Like, I gotta see where everybody is. She's not playing these games. She had went in the kitchen where Katie and them and Swaazy and them was. Then she left and she got something and she went in the room with Randall and Kayla. She went to go get her floppy hat. She's like, excuse me, I'm just gonna get my stuff. She passed past the cameraman and everything. And so then Randall was pissed and he was like, I don't understand why she had to come in here with that energy, why she had to do all that. Remind y'all or remind myself in the very, very beginning, when they were figuring out the rooms, Jamal and Randall were talking in the room and she was saying, there's a bigger room, there's like a suite. Did you see it? And then she was kind of playing games about it, like saying she wanted to share a room, but she wasn't really saying it. And Randall didn't like her energy there. And he's like, you're the one bringing it up. You're going to show me the room and all this stuff. So already you could tell Jamala came into the situation uncomfortable, right? So then Randall was mad about that. Kayla was like, I'm not going to check her. Like, that's up to Randall. And Kayla said something to Randall about it. Like, she mad, huh? Or something like that he said. Or you in trouble, huh? And Randall was like, no. And so it was just all bad. It was all bad, y'all. So then it was time to cook dinner, right? And so we saw Swaazy and... before dinner, they rode the jet ski. So we saw Samson and Sharice on one jet ski, and I believe Swaazy and Kadian on another jet ski. I don't think Mike and Brandi were out there, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think they were out there. So anyway, and if I go out of order, y'all know I like to go out of order over here. I just like to off the top of my head. Sorry if you're not into that, but that's what I like to do at this channel. So anywho, they rode jet skis, and Samson said he loved the salt water all up in his face and on his bald head, right? So then after they got done, Kadian said she touched Swaazy in his private area. She liked what she felt when they was on the jet ski. I'm like, Katie, girl. So anyway, after the jet skis, we see Samson and Sharice sit down and talk. And it's just like his conversation with Brandi was awkward, silence moments, and his conversation he had with Sharice was awkward moments. She's like, "Yep, so we're here." Like, oh my gosh. It was like crickets. So, then he was like, "Yep, you know, I love being out here with you and, you know, getting to know each other better." He looked at her toes. Like, you could tell Samson doesn't know how to sit there and have a conversation, and he's talking about her toes. Sharice is like, you know, me and him are connecting, but I don't know if this is going to sustain us to have a, you know, deeper, meaningful, serious relationship, long-term relationship. She feels like he doesn't know how to go deeper, and it's kind of giving that the scene. Sorry, Samson, if you don't like my review, I'm sorry, but he was like starting to get her toes like, "Oh, you know, yo, you got that pedicure done, your toes is looking good." He started giving her foot massages, which was nice. We ain't mad at the feet massages. So anyway, or the foot massages. So he somehow started talking about his corn on the cob is real good, and she got to taste his corn on the cob, and Sharice is looking so irritated and annoyed. Okay. Then he said he want to sell water and corn on the cob. He want a food truck with corn on the cob. I just didn't know what that had to do with anything, Samson. Like, maybe they chopped it up. We missed something. I don't know. I'm going to give you an editing benefit of the doubt. But it wasn't giving anything in that scene. There was a lot of awkward moments, a lot of awkward silence. Okay, so anyway. Then we saw everybody, you know, getting ready to cook in the kitchen. So is he talking about he might be in the bottom? Because Jamala. Okay, let's get to Jamala and Randall. Then we're going to come back to Swaazy, right? So then, excuse me, y'all. We saw Jamala put on her apron. She about to cook, right? She going there, Randall. Randall was on the phone with somebody. He said, "Let me let you go." So then she was like, "So are you going to come cook? Are you going to come help me cook?" And so then he was like, "What do you want me to say?" Like, you know, basically what you was doing was uncalled for, you already know what it is, and you didn't need to be doing all that. And she's like, "What did you want me to do?" She's over here touching your scrotum. Like, "What did you want me to do?" Like, "I don't understand. You act like I attacked a girl or touched a girl or I jumped on the bed or something." She's like, and I really wouldn't even be doing that. Like, if it was that situation, I would have, like, and then he cut her off. And then she was like, and then he said, "Well, you know, I know you and I know what you were doing." And he was like, "You know, I know you." And so when he said, I know you, I'm like, oh, okay. So he was like, "You didn't even give me the benefit of the doubt. You know, you didn't even trust me. You are, you know, this is a process and all this stuff." So Randall didn't like how Jamala came in the room with him and Kayla. And he feels like, you know, Jamala's in the same process as me. Like, she shouldn't be doing all that. Now, at first, I'm like, "Dang, Jamala, you are doing the most." But I don't feel like Jamala's completely in the wrong here, okay? And y'all can debate me down in the comments if you want to. Because when he said, "You know, I know you," and the way they were talking and the way he was making it like, and some of the conversations they had a little bit earlier in the house, it seems like they've kind of already solidified their connection. And it seems like they've connected a lot more off camera that we have not seen. So I don't feel like she was popping off for nothing. I feel like she had some valid reasons. Now, granted, she doing too much. You know, no one's exclusive yet. No one said they're ready to love, ready to be in a relationship, all that good stuff. No one's there yet. So yeah, she was doing a little bit much. I'm not excusing her behavior. Like I said, I wish she would have kept her cool better. However, like, she was mad for a reason. And like she said, "I'm tired of you keep pushing me. Like, I can't keep doing stuff as we do. Like, I can't keep being pushed." Basically, she's like, "I'm tired of walking around here smiling and seeing all these other girls in my face and just being okay with it." Like, she's like, "I'm tired of it." And so she's like, "I'm not going to keep doing all these things you're asking me to do." And so Jamala's over it. She was pissed. She was going off on Randall. She was going off. And so she was over it. So then she went in the kitchen to cook, right? And so Randall, he was over it as well. And so then Swaazy was talking about, she's like, so is you cooking this weekend or what? And then he was like, no, because he going to be eliminated. He going to be in the bottom two. And then they're like, no, don't speak that into existence. And Kadian's like, why do you think that? And he's like, cause like I only have one connection. And he was saying that he likes Kadian because she's a strong woman and they have a good time together. And that's his only connection. And he's okay with that. Kadian and Swaazy can all go ahead and exit the show together as a couple if they want to, really. But they'll probably make it to the end. There'll be, 4 couples? I don't know. It looked like 2, 3 couples, really. Anyway, if they even still together, which I don't know. I don't follow their social media, I don't think. So, anywho, then we see everyone sit down at the table for dinner. The food looked good, y'all. And Swaazy was helping out in the kitchen nonetheless. And so then, they're talking about the process and the journey and why did they come on the show? I think somebody posed that question. It probably was Samson. So, I don't remember who answered first, but I do remember Trinika saying that, I think Trinika answered first, actually. Trinika was saying that from age 25 to 35, she was really seeking true love, and every situation she tried to be in, it never worked out for her. And then last year, she spent 3 months, for 3 months, every day she would cry, and she had to go through that to really find herself and know herself, and she feel like she's done the work and the healing, and now she's ready to love. That ain't how she said it, but that's basically what she was saying. Randall said, every time he hears, Trinika speak on these things, it's always something deep. It always moves him. He's not surprised by what she said. And he darn near had tears in his eyes. And Jamala called it out. She was like, dang, you got Randall over here crying. And so they're like, Randall, you might still go next. So then Randall was saying that, like, the reason why he came on the show is that, every goal and achievement he had in mind for himself, he's hit every mark. He's got the career, he's got this, he's got the money, he's got that, but he doesn't have anyone to share it with. And, it's like more to life than money kind of thing. And so he wants to be able to have someone to share his success in his life with. And don't we all? Like, I could see that. So then, I'm going to fix this, y'all. So then, let's see, who went after that? I believe that, I think Brandi spoke next about never being married. I mean, not never. She'd never been in love before, and she feels like she wants to experience that, and she deserves it. Yes, you do, girl. And so, Swaazy's like, I'm scared to be in love, to be honest with you. I'm scared. They all laughed. And so then he said, but I know the longer I wait, the harder it's going to be. So I need to try to find it now, kind of thing. Okay, Swaazy. Swaazy doesn't give me he can last in the hard times or the long haul. But I don't know. He didn't put up with all the Kadian foolishness, aka HR, as Courtney and Eddie would say on their channel. Shout out to Courtney and Eddie. So anyway, then I believe Mike said something about, you women are saying you want someone who's been married before. Oh, no, I think Swaazy was like, has anybody here been married before? We know Mike's been married before. This conversation felt like producers told them to get it popping, right? So Mike's like, yes, I have been married before. I had the fortunate pleasure of marrying my childhood love, and unfortunately that didn't work out, so I'm looking for love again. But I've already went through all this stuff. Like, I am the plug, basically. I'm just looking for that one, like, I'm everything you ladies saying you want, like, I've already did it, I've already experienced it, like, I'm the plug. And it's like, are you the plug? Are you? I guess, Mike. Okay, Mike. Brandi like it, we love it. So anyway, then we saw the girl, like, I think the girls all left and went in the kitchen or something. And then it was just Mike and Randall at the table. And so they were talking about, man, like, this situation is hard. And Randall's like, how you doing this? All these options. He's like, I got the hardest position here. Like, oh, poor Randall with 3 girls after him. So anyway, he was saying, like, with Jamala, she's not the person inside who she projected to be on the outside. Like, she act all tough, but she's really fragile and soft and stuff. And Mike was like, you just found that out? Like, man, I could have been told you that from day one when I met her. You should. And he's like, well, I do, but I didn't really see it till now. That's what Randall said. And then Mike was like, see, the thing is, like, you got to make the woman feel secure right now. Like, you got to reassure them right now. So then you don't have to deal with all that stuff. And so Randall said, I totally get that. Like, I could do a better job of making her feel more secure about the situation. And at the same time, I got all these other options, so I just don't know what to do. And he said, I know my communication could be better. So Randall did own his part in the situation, because that's my thing. I think Randall been making Jamala feel like, you're my number one, you're my number one, you're my number one. But then outside of everybody else, he playing like he got all the options and he still don't know what he doing. And which might be true. Both things might be true at the same time, right? That's why I wish Jamala would have just held it together, because let him go through the process. And if you guys are for sure, he's still going to pick you at the end. Y'all just got to go through the process so y'all don't get sent home, right? Y'all got to play the game, right? So anyway, then we saw everybody in the kitchen, and Sharice, you know, she's like, oh, it's time to go to bed. Everybody decided to go to bed. They were teasing Samson about how he fell at the skating rink from looking at Sharice's behind. And Brandi told Mike she liked what he said. It was really profound. Mike and Brandi shared a room, by the way. They went to bed together. Y'all think they had sex? So Swaazy, Kadian did not. Well, we saw Kadian give Swaazy a good night kiss. And that was what we saw. Okay, so anyway, before I forget, LJ, he didn't do like Tina, where he was nowhere to be found. At least Tina did show up. LJ did FaceTime Trinika and let her know how everything was going, and Trinika was showing him that he missing all of this, and she wished he was there. Okay, that was earlier. So anyway, the next day we see Brandi and Mike wake up together, and Mike is like, oh, this is how it's going to be when we married. I can get a taste of it. And she was like, did you go work out? And he was like, no, I woke up like this. And then she all feeling on his muscles and stuff. I mean, it was nice to look at. I ain't mad. So then the ladies were sitting downstairs, of course, and Tommy came through to deliberate with the ladies. He said, you know, how y'all doing? Y'all looking like y'all having a wait until exhale moment. So anyway, he said, so what y'all find out about these men? He's like, which one of them snore? And so then Trinika was like, Tommy trying to find out who slept together last night. And so Brandi's like, well, I'm going to say that Mike snore. Yes, he snores. And we going to let him sleep. And he was like, oh, so Mike snores, huh? So you guys slept in the same room together last night, huh? So she's like, yes, we did. And he's like, no, just kidding. So anyway, he asked, you know, the ladies who are their top connections. Brandi's top connection, of course, is Mike. Sharice likes Samson. She said he's corny, he's sweet, she like it. Nephew Tommy said corny works. Trinika will say, even though he's not here, but LJ is my top connection. He's Mr. Smooth. He's my Mr. Lover man. I'm like, really, Trinika? Okay, girl. Let's see. Kayla said that Trinika said Randall's also one of her connections. She feels safe with him. She feels like you know how emotionally aware he is and there for her, and she likes him. And Kayla said she always feels something with Randall, and she's still, you know, trying to figure out what's there. She likes Randall. And so Jamala also said, you know, her and Randall figuring it out, and the recent interactions, conversations, they went through some tough times, as we saw, but, you know, them working through it is going to show if they're really, you know, really in love with each other or not. And that's she said that's our one and only connection. That's what she's working on. And we ain't mad at it, Jamala. Let's see. Who else? Kadian says Swaazy is her one and only connection as well. And I think that's all the ladies, right? So anyway, then if you tell me, he was like, here's the difficult part. Who are y'all not feeling? So Brandi's like, I hate to say it because he's not here, but LJ, me and LJ don't connect. And she's like, also Samson, like it's two different levels, but it's no connection there. We already know that, Brandi. Thank you. Jamal said LJ is like the MVP. Kadian feels like LJ is just a friend. Kadian also doesn't have a connection with Samson. She doesn't feel like she can really be herself with him. Let's see. Jamala's not feeling Swaazy. She said they're like Pam and Martin, where it's like a love-hate relationship, but ultimately love. I can see that. Kayla's not feeling Swaazy. She said the only time they really got to connect was at the house. Tommy's like, y'all just connected yesterday? But we saw them have other conversations. But anyway, somebody else, Trinika wasn't liking Swaazy also. Okay. So we heard LJ's name. We heard Swayze's name. I'm not sure if anybody said Mike, and we heard Samson's name. So, nephew Tommy's like, ladies know what you have to do. So then You see everybody come outside. Y'all know how they do it all formal. Brandi's the one to announce who are the bottom two. So they called Samson and Swaazy to the bottom. Now, was anybody else tripping? Drop it down in the comments. Shouldn't LJ have been in the bottom? Shouldn't LJ have been in the bottom, y'all? Like, why wasn't LJ in the bottom? I guess it's the same why Justice made it this whole time. The time he did, right? It makes no sense. LJ needs to go home. He is not ready to love. He got a whole girlfriend at home. Like, what are we doing? So basically, they got called to the carpet for the same reason. Brandi let them know, Samson, you super sweet, you super nice, all the ladies love you, but, you know, we're not seeing a connection with you. Some of us feel like you're just a friend. You're not going deeper. Swaazy, same thing. You're super nice guy. You know, some of us are just feeling a friend connection with you. We know you want to go deeper. Same thing. So then she's about to say who's going home, right? Then nephew Tommy's like, hold up. Stop right there. He said, ultimately, I make the final decision. And I had y'all come here 48 hours, right? So y'all, basically, we're going to see next week who go home. Nephew Tommy going to wait, okay, the next day to eliminate somebody. Okay, that's what's going to happen. So now we got a cliffhanger, and it's a to be continued. And nobody went home, and now we wasted time. I'm ready to love stretch the episodes out even further, and that's okay. It was a good episode nonetheless. Y'all let me know what's going to happen with this little four square between Randall, Jamala, Kayla, and Trinika. Who do y'all predict that Randall is going to ultimately choose? Okay, do you think he going to switch it up to Kayla? You think he gonna switch it up to Trinika, or he gonna stay down with Jamala? I personally think he will stay down with Jamala, but I think there's possibility he could switch it up to Kayla. I don't see it for Trinika. Love you, girl. Okay, Trinika, your man's not on the show, girl. LJ can go home. I don't know why he wasn't in the bottom two. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all thought of tonight's episode. I thought it was pretty good. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will talk to y'all soon about Love and Marriage Huntsville and hopefully family or fiance. Good night and bye.